And I'm Claudine Wong. Hundreds of protesters remain on the streets of Los Angeles tonight. Just hours earlier, rally shut down part of Highway 101, which runs through the heart of the city. But we begin tonight with KTVU's Zach Sauce, who's live in San Francisco, where what started as an anti-ICE rally turned into a confrontation with police. Zach?
Yeah, that's right. That protest starting here outside of the federal building that houses the ICE offices here in San Francisco. Several hours ago, police able to disperse that crowd, but then that crowd breaking apart into smaller groups, taking to other parts of the city, causing some damage, we hear. And just within the last half hour, we're hearing there have been a number of arrests. Take a look at this video. You can see police lined up at the corner of Montgomery and Post in the city's financial district. We're being told police ordered a group of people there to disperse, and when they refused, police telling the crowd they would be placed under arrest. Earlier, this protest starting out fairly peaceful, as you mentioned, but things quickly devolving from there. So for around 2 hours, police ordering that crowd to disperse from Sansom and Jackson. Demonstrators in turn pushing back using metal barricades at one point that were originally lined outside the ICE office building. At one point, eggs were launched at officers. This protest again in reaction to the recent ICE raids ordered against undocumented immigrants and the use of the National Guard by the president amid those LA protests. Here's what some of the protesters here had to say earlier.
We have a very clear First Amendment right to protest. Similarly, we have undocumented people. You know, it's very clearly established in Supreme Court case law that undocumented people, that any human in the United States has Fourth and 14th Amendment rights to due process. These rights are getting trampled on. I don't believe that the National Guard has any business being involved with domestic policing.
I was just so outraged to see the scenes from the last couple of days in Los Angeles, and I feel like we have to do something here to demonstrate that that is not okay, and that it is not okay to treat our neighborhoods and our communities like that.
Take a look at the news. Take a look at what they've done in Los Angeles. Take a look at what they've done. There's families being separated, communities being torn apart. And for what? For what?
So in the wake of these protests, this building that houses ICE here in San Francisco, it is now covered in graffiti, paint, eggs. A window is smashed, so a lot of cleanup to be done here. As far as the number of arrests that have taken place, we don't know that right now. Claudine?
And to clarify, Zach, I mean, certainly we're seeing the National Guard arriving in Los Angeles and pictures of the National Guard there. Today in San Francisco, this was San Francisco police that were primarily on the scene here and in contact with these protesters?
Correct. All San Francisco police, perhaps some sheriff's deputies as well from San Francisco involved. No one beyond that.
All right, Zach Sauce reporting live in San Francisco. Thank you, Zach. Well, in addition to spraying graffiti on property near the federal building, protesters were seen vandalizing a San Francisco police car and a Waymo car. Demonstrators in Los Angeles were also seen damaging a Waymo car there. It is unclear right now why those driverless cars have been targeted. And San Francisco police releasing a statement tonight saying individuals are free to peacefully exercise their First Amendment rights here, and we have developed an interagency plan to protect public safety in that scenario. Violence, property destruction, and other criminal activity will never be tolerated. And the protests in San Francisco stemming from President Trump's decision to send the National Guard to break up anti-ICE protests in Los Angeles.
And the protests started on Friday, but as Fox's Evan Brown reports tonight, the rallies became more tense and grew significantly bigger this afternoon.
We'll send whatever we need to make sure there's law and order.
National Guard troops were active in Los Angeles Sunday after President Donald Trump signed a memorandum deploying 2,000 guardsmen to address the city's, quote, lawlessness. The president's orders come after clashes broke out Friday evening between federal immigration authorities and protesters who demand an end to the recent immigration raids.
I think the president did exactly what he needed to do. These are federal laws. We have to maintain the rule of law, and that is not what is happening.
On Friday, ICE agents arrested dozens of people, sparking the protests. By Saturday, law enforcement in riot gear needed tear gas and flashbang explosives to dispel crowds. The added manpower has only deterred some from speaking out. A group of protesters were seen shouting at several armed troops in downtown L.A. on Sunday. Critics say the deployment of the National Guard is an abuse of power.
We have a president who is moving this country rapidly into authoritarianism.
The move comes despite objections from California Governor Gavin Newsom, who is warning that it could escalate tensions between protesters and authorities. According to the Brennan Center for Justice, it is the first time in decades that a state's National Guard has been activated without a request from its governor.
Breaking with generations of tradition is only going to incite the situation and make things worse.
Still, those in the Trump administration are supporting this move, claiming it will maintain peaceful protests in L.A.
And allow people to be able to protest, but also to keep law and order.
Eben Brown, Fox News.